At this point now we can create the insert surface. So we can go to surfaces, go to the multi-surface draft tool, double click it, and then see I have chain select still activated, so I can click on any of those edges that I created for the trimming. And because of the chain select, alias is selecting the complete chain. Then maybe for the draft angle, I would like to have 45 degrees. And for the distance, 1.5. Type it in, press enter. And then as you see, alias created the surface for the side. Then I can close that tool, click nothing, click object, also to leave the surface tool. And then I would like to kind of close that surface, and to do this I can use the planar or set planar tool. And for example, click go, click an edge, and you notice also here is a chain select, because this is now a complete closed curve profile. I can make use of that, and then click on one edge. Here, let me do this again. So I click, and it selects everything, and then I can click go. And what does alias not like? So let's go into top view. It should actually work. So the surface seems to be planar. So let's go again, change select, obey, select, drag, select and drag additional curves. If press go, click go. So it has an issue creating the surfaces. Normally that should really work. To be quite honest, I don't really understand what the problem is. There must be a tolerance issue that even while maybe you think all these lines are perfectly lined up along the z-axis, there might be the issue that it's too difficult for alias to calculate the correct kind of like intersection, and maybe minimally the curves might be off. That's difficult to see by your eye. However, there are always multiple roads to Rome, and so there are always multiple ways how to create the surface. So instead of then using the set planar surface, I can just go the old school way and do it by hand by creating just a plane. And I'm pressing my Alt key and then trying to position that surface using the grid. Let's turn shading off and let's show the grid. So yeah, the plane is using the grid. It's lined up correctly, and then I press on the cube. So I'm in scale mode, and then I can click on the center rectangle or cube and then scale my object down. And scale it down a little bit. I leave it to be a little bit bigger. It's not a big deal. And then, of course, in the side view, I have to adjust the position. No, don't create another surface. I think I did. Yeah, there. See, that's the reason why I always say click object, click nothing. So don't by accident create or perform the last step you did, because I just by accident created another surface. And then with this rectangle selected, I can go into the side view, click move, and then press the middle mouse button, and then move it to the left until it intersects with the surface. Let's see if maybe actually we can snap it to the curve here. It doesn't snap. Is there maybe a point we could snap to? Also not really. Okay, oh well. So let's assume you really need kind of like this depth. At this point, then I have positioned my rectangle, and I'm going to change the depth or the length of that draft surface I created. So I can go to Object Edit, Query Edit, click then the surface, and then instead of 1.5, maybe type in 2 and return. Close it, select nothing, object, go to side view, turn shaded off, and there we see that the surface now is a little bit longer. So I overshoot it, and then with that created, I can easily then go ahead and go to Surface Edit, Intersect, make sure intersection works on both. Okay, I select my plane, click Go, and then I select my draft surfaces, and I create the intersection curve for the draft surface, intersecting the plane, and the plane intersecting the draft surface. And then when we are done with that one, we can switch to the trim tool. Now I can click on the plane. I click somewhere in the center and say keep. And then I have to click on the draft surface. But before I do this, and to prevent any accidents, I'm going to select the surface like which I just trimmed and go display invisible, and then I go back to trim, because now I can simply select those surfaces, and I press shift to select additional surface, and then I just click. So shift and click, left mouse button of course, shift and click, shift and click, shift and click, and then the last one up here, shift and click, and then say discard. See, then this way it trims all 8 surfaces at once. And click nothing, click object, and then object display and visible. And then this way basically we have created the same planar surface. Alias before was just not willing to create for us. So that's, for example, a typical way. In case one way doesn't work, that doesn't mean that it's impossible to create that surface. And in a sense, all those surface commands are basically building just a rectangular surface. So it's all the same, it's just how you build them is different.